Hello everybody, welcome back to PadfootTD Games. My name is Zach, I am the voice behind the icon. Today we are at Lucas Oil Raceway in Indianapolis with the Camping World Truck Series. We have a time trial here today. We have two of these left. Two left in this season, in this division. Right now we do have the points lead in time trial. That's thanks to consistency. But this being a smaller track I should say, we have high hopes that we might be able to bring home a victory today. Fingers are crossed. Been out here for about 2 hours of practice, so we really hope that we can get this Subway Toyota Tundra to victory lane. But we won't know until we get out here and try it out. So let's head out onto the track and see what we can do. Sorry if anybody's experiencing any audio issues in some of our last videos. We've been changing around our setup a lot in my office, so you know, different cables, different mics, just trying to get everything to work correctly, and I think we might have a fine balance now. We'll find out. Ooh, do not like getting off that turn 4. Like I said, I've had about 4 laps of practice out here. That's why you can see a ghost car out here. Not with this setup, obviously. Just trying to get everything to work. I've noticed that the brakes are not overly happy as we go into 3 and 4. As we bring down in turn 1, get a little loose there, get a little wiggle. As we floor it, come out of 2, down the backstretch, and into 3 and 4. Sorry if you can hear anything in the background. The missile seems to be up and crashing around. That's okay. It's a good way to start the morning. And again, thin walls of an old house. Not getting the run as we were in practice. I'm just trying to get these tires warmed up. Within those 3 laps of practice, there were 2 accidents. So I cannot say that it was the best thing. Floor it. Good. It was an okay exit. I know we can do better. I'm trying to do like a medium line in and then a low line out, but that wall on the front stretch comes out and kisses you real quick. But yeah, it is Monday now. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you for everybody who has served, thinking of serving, and maybe currently serving. I thank you for doing something that I do not have the courage enough to do myself. So I thank everybody out there on this Memorial Day. Remember, for those of you who are watching this, if it's not for them, we don't get to enjoy the freedom that we do have. So I thank everybody, past, present, and future, of any of our armed forces. I thank you today, which is what today is all about. I hope everybody's having a good Monday. I hope you know, you do thank a veteran. I do hope you spend time, if you do have ones in your presence. My dad is a veteran. We'll be spending the afternoon with him as we get our garden ready and our fence set up. We fought for our dogs. I also hope everybody has a good upcoming week. It's been kind of a challenge to get certain videos recorded. We're changing the setup in the end of the year, so everything should come out on time for you all, but the video recording process itself has been a little weird for me. So you don't get to see the struggle behind the scenes, but that's okay. Yet again, full-time job, and I'm doing this as a hobby, so it does take a little extra time than what I originally anticipated. But with this new setup, I think, especially with the second monitor, it's going to help a lot with editing and streaming purposes. Because now I can see the chat without having to have a phone up, or I can go and stop whenever I need to, just by clicking out of it. Alright, we're getting a little bit better of a groove here. You keep on hearing a chutter of the tires as we go into some of the turns. That's something that I'm working on. It's from a mixture between turning too hard and not braking enough. You just hear that chutter, chutter, chutter. I did not get a chance to watch the Indianapolis 500. It's not really my sport. Indy isn't. I do respect that race, especially by itself. I did see that Danica Patrick crashed out, so there's that. Saw a couple of the crashes from the event. I'm just not the biggest fan. They had like 2 weeks of practice. You know, I know there's a lot online and it's a big spotlight on the sport, but 2 weeks of practice is a lot. You know, this is what I like NASCAR. You know, you have like 2-3 days maybe, and they're usually an hour or so a piece. Or home track, even better. You know, a total of a half an hour practice. Granted, you're only running 35 laps, but still. Alright, we did get our first time in, but we are going to do our lucky 15 as normal. As we come flying out of turn 2, not really finding a line that we're overly happy with. I'm trying to find out something. I can't get that chutter to stop, and if that doesn't stick, there's gonna be problems there. Hello there, Homemade Crazy. See you over in the chat. Now that we have 2 screens, very happy about that. So I just can't get this to stick the way that I am hoping for. But hello in the chat, hello around the world. Doing some time trial fun today. Nothing serious, just kind of enjoying a restful Monday. Alright, this counts as our last 15. We are going to go into the pits, get some fresh tires, come out again, while also checking where we stand in the standings, see what we need to improve on, how much time we need to cut off. Time trial is all about fastest 10 laps you can possibly put down. And yet again, have not found a comfortable spot with this track as of yet. So let's bring it down pit road and let's see where we sit in the standings right now. Also, trying to adjust to get used to the monitor being much closer than it usually is. It's about 6 inches closer, which is a little bit harder to adjust. Grand Sim Racing, run the top lane. I'll give that a shot next time I'm out. Thank you for the advice. Like I said, I've been struggling just to find something that fits well here. Too far forward, yeah. Alright, let's pop out here really quick. Come on. Every once in a while that key doesn't want to work. Alright. Let's see. Of course, our first lap is always our fastest. Let's see where we stand in the standings right now. We're having really spotty service up here in Mass right now. I assume it's because of all the traveling that's happening, but it's making it very difficult trying to look up the stats here on my phone. Alright, Class C, what do we got? We have a handful of people who ran. What were our results here? 22,935. Well, hell, that puts us in second. Like I said, I felt confident about short track. I'm going to be on soon, then off for 3 months back surgery. Ooh! Yeah, you definitely can't sit in any sort of chair, whether you get a regular chair or a racing chair after back surgery. Well, I hope that you've had a good recovery. I hope that, or at least you're on the road to recovery. I can't imagine back surgery. I've had just surgery on my foot and on my throat. I can't imagine back. I'm also a wimp for pain, so kudos to you for being able to bear that. Alright, we're going to come out for our next run. Like I said, we actually happen to get second right now in time trial. Yet again, it's open till 8 o'clock tonight, but with the holiday and everything, I'm assuming that maybe we can cash that one into the bank. We're going to see if we can get a little bit faster. We did get a suggestion from Great Sim Racing to try the high line. Now, I'm just going to figure out where that kind of comfort of the high line is. or the top lane, I should say. I want to be right up near the wall, but I've never been good at judging, at least here in the truck, how well we can stick up there. Been rough? Oh no, I can assume it's been rough. Was it an injury, or was it just something that needed to be fixed, corrected? What happened? I'm just curious. That was a really good launch offer too. Okay, well, there's definitely something to this top line. So we're able to rocket out of the turns. That's been awesome. Just trying to figure out where that sweet spot is before. Thank you for the advice, Great Sim Racing. Yeah, I just gotta figure out how to really keep it up here. It has eliminated the chutter, so I do like that. I've never been one to run the top line. I've never experimented enough. Just want to stay away from that wall. I've also never been here in the trucks. I've actually never been on a, non-mainstream major NASCAR track with the truck, so definitely a learning curve here. I'm just glad there wasn't a dirt track this season. I've tried that in practice. Nope. Or in testing. I can't figure out how to do a truck on dirt. I've tried. If we continue to do another season, in 2 weeks, I might have to learn, because I think Eldora's in there. 2 herniated discs? Oh! That just sounds painful. Just even the thought. As somebody who had some medical training, knowing what that technically would look like, I can only imagine what that would feel like. Sorry to hear that. Good run off of 4 there. This line's doing much better. Very, very thank you for the advice. I just need to get my braking zones right. A little bit slower of that lap. Just did not get into 3 correctly. High to mid, maybe? Nope, not gonna work. Let's stick back up the high. I'm also excited. We have 2 more weeks until they make some announcements. I know there's a lot of people hoping for the day and night cycle will be implemented then. Me personally, I'm rooting for the AI. Ignore the buzzing in the background. It's just my cell phone going off. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Hit by a drunk woman and wrecked your new car, and that's what caused the herniated disc. I'm telling you, don't drink and drive. Nobody should ever drink and drive, because then innocent people like yourself get injured, and it's not fair. I've had family members who've been severely injured by people who've been drinking. Now more it's on somebody on a cell phone, but drinking's still very common. 22.668, fantastic. Let's see if we can run that other 5 more laps just to see if we got anything that we can kind of pull out of the bag last second. Doubtful. Those first couple of running that top line have been fantastic. Top and mid, that's kind of where we've been sitting. There we go. Almost kissed the wall there. And then to add insult to injury, you get injured, and then on top of that, it's wrecked your new car. Nobody wins when there's drinking and driving, even if you think that you can make it home. Due to my disability, which is being partially deaf, and I have a service dog, I actually can't drink enough to get drunk. I can have like a sip or 2. But that's it, because I can't be impaired and then still try to handle a dog, so I actually keep drinking to a minimum now. Right now I'm just running in some more laps, get that safety rating up a little bit more. It's going through an intersection, she ran right, yep. Now granted, I know how easy it is sometimes to get up to an intersection and accidentally almost go through a red, but there's drinking involved especially. It takes a split decision, split mistake. I am glad to hear that you're okay, though. I know with surgery and there's going to be a long recovery process, but, you're still breathing. And I'm glad that you're still here. Life is something that I don't take for granted, especially now. We're coming up on 1 year of losing my dog, my last service dog, and I know that people say, oh, it's a dog, not a person. This dog was with me 24/7, 365 for 3 years, and I held her as she died. So I'm a very big believer that any sort of life is a happy life. So as emotions run through my head, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that you're here. I just want to say that. Alright, I get a little bit more of the safety rating. I missed pit lane because I'm totally paying attention. One more time around, we'll bring it down pit road and we will see where we sit in standings. We did improve. It's a great sim racer. Thank you so... Grant, I keep on saying great. I need glasses on this morning. Grant Sim Racer. I appreciate that advice. It has paid off. We're going to pop here into the pits and see if it was enough. I think it was, because I think they were at a 22.7. Yet again, let's pull in here and we'll check the stats. And if we were able to pull off a win here, that would be awesome. That would definitely secure the championship going into next week. Alright, let's pop on out. Alright, our results now are 22.668. Homemade Crazy, thank you for following me on Twitch. I just got an email about that, so I appreciate that. Yes, they had a 22.738. We have a 22.668, which means if nobody's able to beat that time before, I think it's 6 or 8 o'clock tonight, we will have won our first time trial in the Camping World Truck Series, or the Class C. That's actually exciting and a really big deal. So I'm super excited about that. Let's head back out into the track. Let's get some more time in. Let's actually see if we might be able to get our time a little bit better. Just got your A license? Oh, believe me, I would be in, the Cup cars or the Xfinity cars, once I got the A license. I do have the A license. It's just, I don't know if it's paranoia or just that I'm more of a home track kind of guy. I have the A license, just have not used it to its full ability, but knowing that you just got yours and how hard it is to be able to get one, and the amount of work that it takes, congratulations. Welcome to the club. One thing that I have found from people that I've watched and followed, getting an A license and then getting over their head and then starting to drop down because of, just bad luck, etc. So I hope that doesn't happen to you as you get back into the driver's seat, but congratulations. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. 17 years, wow. See, I lost her at the age of 3, and I was with her 24/7, but yet again, she was only 3, and it was traumatizing and heartbreaking. But, we had just put down our dog in December, our oldest one, who was 13, but 17, that's, that's a cat that can, almost buy smokes. Like, that's incredible. 17 years. Wow. Sorry for your loss, though. I don't care what anybody says. We treat our dogs, we have 3, like family. And if, for anybody who follows us on Instagram who's been watching this video, watching this stream, we treat them as family, and on Instagram, that's why they're always pampered. The most amount of dog beds, all the treats, all the love, because they're family to us. I wonder if I can get right there to stick. But, love them while you have them. Oh wow, you were able to keep it in the family. Her daughter's strong of 16. That's awesome. What's nice is, you know, for Belle, who passed away last year unexpectedly, my newest service dog, she's the 1-year-old puppy who's with us, Ella, hence the name Padfoot. She is actually Belle's niece by blood. So that actually means a lot. It's nice enough to have somebody still in the family, you know, even though they're not an exact copy, there's certain traits that carry on. I'm gonna drag the tires in there. Right now, I'm just too giddy knowing that we might win this. I can't even put down a solid lap here, so... come on, I'm supposed to be showing people this. Anyway, that was good advice. Let's see if we can get back up here in the top line. We'll finish these 10 laps. We might try to get one more in. Just too distracted here. Wiggle. Deaf as in not being able to hear? If so, I can relate with this cat. I'm partially deaf. Hence why I have a service dog with me. Keeps me from walking into traffic. I joke about that, but she's actually stopped me a couple times from crazy drivers in Walmart parking lot. But the new iRacing update should be coming out soon. I'm really excited because even if they do have the day and night, it would be really cool to start a time trial or an AI race or even a race going into the evening, like a Saturday night race with the sun's up and it sets. That's gonna be awesome. Can't hear a thing? Yeah. Luckily, mine's just hearing loss, partial deafness with certain frequencies. But what's amazing about animals, when they lose a sense like that, they still seem to get around really well. You know, we've been very lucky none of our pets have ever lost any of their senses, but I've seen ones over the years. I'm talking like I'm 50, I'm 25. Alright, let's bring it down pit road, let's get a new set of rubber and let's try it again. Like I said, it wasn't even focused this time around. Hey, we kept it off the wall and kept their safety rating right where it needs to be. Over the winter, because I didn't want to be running a series during the winter, just for that realism RP of it. We ran the Dirt Sprint Series and Indy. My safety rating is never taking a larger hit in its life. I crashed almost every week. It was bad. It was bad. That's when I learned Indy was not for me. So, let's switch back over to where I love and where I've been around my whole life. 44 and had a cat for 17 years? That's awesome. Because you got to mature with the cat, which I think is fantastic, which I look forward to the next 10 plus years with Ella, just to grow together and mature together. You know, the missus and I will be planning on a child, so we get to go through that together. Belle was there when I graduated from college and when I got married. I forgot, I don't have to say the missus anymore. She said that she was okay with her name being said, so Danielle. And for any of those of you who might be watching this on YouTube who have interest in House Flipper, it's a renovating game, it's a lot of fun. Those episodes are going to start coming out a little bit more steady. The missus and I have recorded about 8 or 9 of those episodes. So we're having so much fun doing it, and we're doing it together, so that's something different on the channel. Remember, try to stick it up high. A little bit faster. I just don't know how much I can accelerate off of 2 without touching the back wall. Kind of as a learning game here. That was a really good lap. A little bit faster out of 2. Yeah, at least it was going to be. Don't drag your tires. Nope. I wasn't slow enough through 3 and 4 and a bad run on some front stretch. So this is not going to beat our other time. But hey, that's more safety rating underneath our belt. And hey, 53 laps, that's awesome. I used to do 100 lap challenges. They were always suggested to me. Could you try getting 100 laps? You know, at most tracks. Not this one, it takes 22 seconds. Anything that's 16 and below. On one set of tires. That's a good time. That's technically how I made it to A class. Doing a lot of time trial, doing a lot of 100 lap time trials. Because I wasn't even trying to make it up the classes. I was just enjoying, I don't know, sitting in a modified for 100 laps is very therapeutic for me for some reason. Even with the wheels and the pedals, and the constant going back and forth. See, that's exactly why I don't play. That's why I don't race with other people online. That's why everything on my channel is always time trial until AI comes out later this year. Yep, kissed it. Darn. we got one in there. But we'll finish out these 2 minutes. But that's why I only do time trials now and waiting for AI. For the longest time, I was into doing the events every hour or every week, and you got like 3 different kinds of people. You got the kid out there who got their dad's credit card, who's playing with a controller, and don't know what they're doing, so they end up crashing you. You have, like you said, the guy who's taking it way too seriously will crash you and start screaming that it's your fault. And then you also have people taking it, extra too seriously. You do one little mistake as you're learning, because this is a simulator, as not the real thing. They'll start acting like they own a race team and that they're making millions of dollars, and you can't make that one mistake. Just hit the reset button. Just do another event. It's really about safety rating. Yes, we are in the lead for the championship, and if we win it, we get a little printable certificate. That's the end game, is a printable certificate. I know you can make your way up and make money in the Peak Series, etc., but that's it. And yes, people flip out way too easily. It does. It gets so aggravating of like, okay, I'm out here to have a good time. You're bringing it down. Alright, looks like we're going to come up for 2 more laps. Yeah, and see, that's another reason why I don't do the online. Looking at pushing it 3 wide, like on lap 2. I have too much of an anxiety to end up being that jerk that I was just talking about, that person who ends up causing a wreck. I don't have the most amount of practice in group yet. I think with AI coming out, I think this is a great chance for people to hone their skills, get better, and then be able to do the event. And that's checkered for us. So I think this is going to be a good thing for AI, where if you can get enough practice, then when you go into with regular people, you yourself will be ready. But that's going to conclude this time trial run. Very, very happy with that time. Let's bring it down here. I know I'm going like in the middle of pit road. I'm trying to grab my phone. I'm trying to organize dinner and everything today, so I'm trying to record, stream, and answer the phone all at the same time. Let's hop out here. Come on. Work with me there. There we go. All right, that's going to do it here today. Very happy to say that we did take the victory. Hopefully that sticks out for the rest here on Monday. But that'd be our first victory in the C-Fix series, in the Camping World Truck Series. So very excited about that. Yeah, I'm just, giddy all over to get your first win, even in time trial. So I thank you guys for coming out to this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.